I'm training to become pro climber, and here's how my usual session looks. So I first start warming up, get my arms, legs and hips loose, then I hop on the campus board and just gradually do bigger moves. I sadly didn't manage to set a record, but I was still happy with the 157 I can do. Then I started doing some pull-ups and I do the shoulder mobility warm-up. I didn't necessarily see this somewhere online, but I just really like doing this because I feel so free on the bars. Then I hop on the monkey bars and I do some lache training. I actually hit a PR today because I could do it from start to half to finish with just 2 jumps. Then I'm warming up my fingers dynamically on the hangboards. Then I had to tape my fingers because my skin condition was pretty bad. I just hopped on some easy warm-up boulders and just be very fluid and dynamic when I climbed them. I tried to focus a lot on my hip position. I just want to get my mind into climbing so I can do the coordination moves better and just be able to do moves with long sequences in a row. Because a lot of times you have to be really precise with where you place your feet and your hands when you do coordination boulders, dynamic ones. Sometimes you have to jump into a crimp or a pocket, and if you don't get your mind and body ready for that, it's almost impossible. This boulder actually was pretty hard for me because at the start you had to be a little taller. Then I started projecting this 60 plus. The dyno looks hard, but it's actually the easiest part of the boulder. The part after it is so much harder because you have to put your foot against the wall, but very hard to keep that tension. I managed to stick it, but the rest of the boulder was just too hard. Then I found this very cool 7A where you had to jump into a dip, and after that you had to do a 180 on this hold. It wasn't necessarily a jug, but it was very good hold. This part was also very hard because you had to jump towards a pocket. Luckily a friend of mine showed me this beta where you can reach for the next hold and skip the middle one. After that I tried a 7A plus, which wasn't really my style, but I still wanted to try some crimp boulders. But it was just too bad for me. This was more my style. It was dynamic. You had to jump to this volume and then cross over to this pinch kind of sloper. This boulder was very heavy for a 60 plus, but then another guy showed me you can actually jump immediately to the sloper, which made it 10 times better. I actually managed to stick this move, but the next part was so hard because you had to pull yourself into monos and then get all the way to the end hold. Let me know in the comments if I should do more of these.